Yeah, just want to come on real quick. What up? Just want to come on real quick. Just talk about this whole Terrence Crawford's Earl Spence fight being canceled and shit like that, man. Where do I start? I'll say this: are both fighters necessarily scared of each other to get the fight done, or do they necessarily want the fight? I believe both fighters do want the fight. I do believe they want the fight, but I don't think, especially in particular, Bud Crawford want the fight enough to the detriment of him not getting everything he wants on that contract, or to the detriment of his own expense of just not getting paid the numbers that he wants to get paid or that he wants to see. And so, and that's really on Terrence Crawford's side, because Spence, he has the luxury of being the A side, because for whatever reason he worked for it. He's in that position. Ain't nobody taking that away from him. You know what I'm saying? So, and regardless, I do believe Spence really wants to fight. But I don't think Terrence Crawford is willing to bend or to take himself off of the position of what he wants in terms of making that fight getting done. Okay. Have we been, as fans, have we been misled? Yes, I do think we've been misled a lot. And so, and that's more so on the Crawford side. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And that's one thing about me. I'm gonna keep it thorough. I'm gonna keep it straight up, you know. And the thing is, this is not no hate on Bud's side. It's not hating on Errol Spence's side, because like I said on my previous videos, I'm a fan of both fighters at the end of the day. And I'm not going to get overly, what's the word? I'm not gonna get overly, I'm not gonna let this fight not happening or this whole situation get me overly, too attached to the situation. Like, I'm just gonna talk about the situation, because obviously it is what it is. But you got some other fans, like, just get overly too invested, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you could talk about it, but name calling and all that kind of stuff, I think that's corny to me, in my opinion. I've seen that from other channels, and I'm just like, that's corny. Talk about the situation and just be straightforward, and that's it. Dragging other people into it, or name calling and trying to attack someone's character. I've seen that a little bit, and I'm not rocking with that kind of shit. It's just not me, and I feel like that's kind of corny to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm not getting paid a penny off, one, this video, or two, the purse that Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford are potentially getting when they do fight. So, you know, it is what it is. That's just the way I feel about it. I think certain fans, certain people get a little too, they get out of pocket, in my opinion. But yeah, I think, yes, we have, as fans, been misled with this whole negotiation process and following up on certain things. And is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? Is it gonna happen on November 19th or not? Is it gonna happen in January? Were contracts actually signed? Was it verbal? What's going on? You know, I think a lot of fans, to the fans' credit and to the fans' benefit, because we are the ones that are going to be paying to watch these fights, we have been misled and by the people, by the powers that be, saying the fight is going to happen, and they're still working on it. And so, yeah, we have been very much misled. Like I said, Terrence Crawford, he most likely, there's certain things they said he agreed to the contract of the fight and stuff like that. But yeah, we was probably just getting airplay, and what actually is happening behind the scenes is not actually happening behind the scenes. You can't tell us that you agree to everything on the contract and all the stipulations, and then now there's certain things that you don't want on the contract, or there's certain things that you don't like about it, probably, and now you're saying, I guess, a counter offer. So you didn't agree on anything, or your team didn't agree on anything, or we was told as a fan something different. You get what I'm saying? And so I get that's the I guess the biggest issue, that we've been misled, that no, you didn't agree on everything on the contract. And so if that issue on Terrence Crawford or Terrence Crawford team, or the people, the powers that be, giving misinformation, we don't know. It could be any of those three variables. But at the end of the day, we know that as fans, we were being misled, or there's a miscommunication that was being told to us, basically. And so on that end of the stuff, yeah, that's not so pleasant for us as fans, even though we don't have we don't get a dime from this. You feel me? And so, yeah, but that's probably what was going on. He probably, I heard there's a lot of talks of, I guess he's not so happy about, maybe the guaranteed money. He's not so pleasant or happy about it, or maybe it's a split he's not so happy about. I don't know. It could be any of those factors. I guess at this point of Terrence Crawford's career, he's looking for some good amount of guaranteed money that he wasn't getting at Top Rank or upfront money. And so in this point in his career, he's looking to cash out, or looking to exploit as much as he can at this point of his career. And if Errol Spence fight is not where he can do that, or I guess he's moving on to a different situation, and they'll look on to that situation at a different time. I mean, it could be just that. But at the end of the day, on Errol Spence's side of the equation, I don't think Errol Spence, I think Errol Spence could care less at the same time. Yeah, he may have won that fight, but I don't think Errol Spence want that fight to the point where he feels he's gonna feel left out, because I think Errol Spence, not even think, but I know for a fact he has way more options than Terrence Crawford at this time. You get what I'm saying? As much as they both want the fight at the same time, I think they both can care less if it doesn't happen just now. Because I think they both have opportunities at the end of the day. But I feel like Errol Spence has a lot more opportunities than Terrence Crawford. He can go up to 154, which is a big option. I think he may do that and fight some of those fighters, and he could, oblige to one of his mandatories at 147, which is Stanionis, what else? John Booth Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. So he has a lot of options with him. But I think with Errol Spence I think he may be in a little pickle, because I think he's looking to I don't think he wants to make 47 for that much more longer. And so that may be a little situation where people may look at him funny if he go up to 154 and not obliged to any of his mandatories. So that might look a little funny too. We'll see about that. But I do think Errol Spence has a lot more opportunities than Terrence Crawford. Yeah, he definitely has a lot more opportunities. But also, I do want to look at, take a touch on this point too, with the misleading of certain information. And I'm just gonna be 100. With this Blue Blood situation, with him signing with being partners with Black Prime, and them now being the person who's going to help Terrence Crawford with this David Avenetian fight, or it's supposed to be scheduled. It's going to be scheduled. And this is where Terrence Crawford kind of looks a little funny style, because this fight got put on, or got made put together really quick. So it does seem like they were in promotions on not promotion negotiations with Black Prime and in partnership with Blue Blood, while they were in negotiations with Earl Spence and PBC and all that kind of situation. So it kind of looks like on the end of Terrence Crawford that he was in negotiations and wasn't fully committed to a certain extent, or to a big extent, to this fight, because he already had something in that he was committed to regardless. That's what it looks like. And so it kind of looks funny on his end. and to Errol Spence's demise, or he doesn't get to fight this year, or it's going to be hard for him to get a fight in, because he could have been in negotiations to fight another at least a fight this year. I'm really pretty sure he wanted to fight at least 2 times this year. And so it puts Errol Spence at a disadvantage that he doesn't get to fight this year, because you already had been in negotiations with another entity and pretty much had confirmed that you was going to fight them without even saying anything. And so it kind of looks kind of funny on Terrence Crawford's side that he got a fight put together within a couple weeks or however, and you're not going through with this fight with Earl Spence, and let alone it being David Avenetian, who it's not even like it's not even a fight. Basically, it's probably basically a sparring session. You'll probably get rid of David Avenetian really quick in the fight, so it's not even a real fight like that. So it kind of looks very funny style. It looks kind of funny. And to Blue Blood, I mean, there's no one's, I don't want to be the person to say that, or I don't want to be looked at like I'm counting your pockets, but yeah, you could do your business, you could do whatever you want, that's all cool and dandy, but looks like you was hands-on misleading the public too. If I'm not mistaken, a couple weeks ago, or I've seen videos before in the past, you saying that this Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence fight is not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. And so if it's not happening, and now it's being released to the public like you're partnered up with Black Prime or whatever, or however it's called, to produce this fight with Terrence Crawford and David Avenetian, and you have your foot in the negotiation, or you have foot in the thing. So kind of in a way to Blue Blood's how you say it, to Blue Blood's point, or whatever you want to call it, he did let us know. I mean, he did let us know the fight was not going to happen. He just didn't know. He just didn't let us know that he had a vested interest, or he had a part of I don't want to say because he can't make Terrence Crawford not sign the fight, but he kind of let us know that this fight is not happening, and the reason that it's not happening is because of that Crawford's really not signing. He doesn't want to sign it for whatever reason, and that he's going to be, I think he's going to be a part of Terrence Crawford's next fight, or him having his next fight. And I guess he didn't let the fans or the people know that from the jump that he was going to be a part of this next fight that was going to happen. I mean, he did, but I guess he did it at the last minute or whatever. I mean, we can see what's going on. I just think that you led the public on, I guess. That's what you could say. You led the public on for too long a little bit. I guess you could say that. And then he said, and we know you had a vested, very vested interest in the situation, is because you said you met him at 7-Eleven and whatever. I don't know what you said, but that's what I heard. And so you knew from the jump, from a while back, this fight was not going to happen. And then now all of a sudden, this new fight is being dealt, and now you have your foot in it or whatever in the fight, and that's cool. No, you know, that's cool. And if you decide to go into boxing in that kind of capacity, that's cool. But I think you kind of misled the public a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of let us on. But at the same time, he didn't let us on, because he from the beginning, he said, from a while back, I heard him say that the fight is not going to happen. He just didn't tell he just didn't expound on the reason why it was not happening. He just said it wasn't happening. And so now that we know is why it's not happening, now that we know it's not happening and the reason why it's not happening, I guess people are kind of taken off by it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can understand, but at the same time, I can't really be mad at you that that you taking on this opportunity, because, you know, it's an opportunity to exploit, and if you could do that, then that's, you know, that's all power to you. I just think that it left a bad taste in people's mouths that Terrence Crawford, or you knew why Terrence Crawford wasn't going to accept this fight for weeks now, and you didn't expound on why. And I guess now we know why. That's all I'm saying. But it is what it is. But as for this fight, do I think it's gonna happen? I think it will happen probably in the future. And if it doesn't, I guess it is what it is. I think Errol Spence will end up having the better career if this fight never happens. And it is gonna be what it's gonna be. But I don't think necessarily both fighters are necessarily scared to fight each other. I just think that the negotiations is not up to par of what Terrence Crawford has, and he's not willing to bend on it. Or, you know, it is what it is. But that's just my thought on that's just my quick thoughts on the situation. Will Errol Spence come back around, spin the block on the situation? I don't know. I think if it does happen, the fight does happen, it's gonna happen at 154. That's one thing I think is gonna happen. Errol Spence is probably gonna make him fight at 154, because he's not gonna be able. Terrence Crawford is not going to just get out the situation and think he's just gonna fight Jermell Charlo. He's gonna have to see Errol Spence at 154. He's not gonna be able to just jump up to around this situation, think he can just challenge Jermell Charlo. No. He's not. There's a line. First of all, he would have to see Errol Spence for that. Because first, Spence has 3 belts. So, if anything, he would be in line to fight Jermell Charlo before Terrence Crawford. Even if Terrence Crawford just had the WBO. But nah. He would have to be. He would have to wait for. He would have to wait behind Errol Spence. And then, you know, Errol Spence is not going to fight Jermell Charlo anyway. So he would have to come see Errol Spence at 154. So this is the thing about it. With this situation, if they do fight, I think now if Errol Spence decides that he will continue negotiations with him, I think that Errol Spence is going to try to make Terrence Crawford, especially for making him wait all this time for him to not fight in November or whatever the time it was supposed to be. And for him to just waste, I mean, he wasn't in training camp, but to almost potentially waste a training camp or whatever. And, you know, he does not want to try to make 147 again. He's going to make, especially Terrence Crawford, if anything, he's going to make Terrence Crawford go up to 154. And I ain't mad at him for that. I ain't mad at him for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad if he decides to do that. If they do decide to continue negotiations again. But I think that's what's gonna happen if they decide to negotiate again. But as for what Errol Spence is gonna do, I don't know. Hopefully he gets a fight. Hopefully he gets a fight in. Standing on this, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Jerome Booth Ennis, I wouldn't mind seeing that either. Or even Virgil Ortiz, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think those are way more mandated for him to, because there's mandatory. But I think that's way more of what the public is going to try to mandate too. You know, fans and stuff like that. Would he fight at 154? I heard like front door or something like that. I don't know. I mean, that's not a bad fight either. That's not a bad fight either. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Jerome Booth is mandatory, so I think that's a fight that should be heavily looked upon. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if that's gonna happen, to be honest. I don't know. But we'll see, man. All right. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all later.